I'm Sigrún, and I'm the Chief Product Officer here at AGR. I have a background in engineering, and I studied optimization at Columbia University, and there my curiosity started to focus on the supply chain, because I find complex problems exciting. I started my career in production planning for one of AGR's customers, but then moved over to AGR and have been here, like Haukur said, for over 10 years. First working closely with our customers, but soon moved over to build up and lead the development of the AGR product, because I just had so many opinions on how it could be improved. I'm standing here today with pride, because these kinds of days are my favorite. I've been behind the scenes here reading all your questions. I love engaging with our customers, and so grateful how many of you are joining us here today. And today I'm not just here to talk about what we have achieved and what we have on the horizon, but to celebrate how your insights and feedback have transformed AGR. Every feature we develop, every improvement we make, has been fueled by our conversations with you, our valued users. This collaboration is not just our strength, it's our driving force, shaping the future of supply chain management. Yes, and behind the scenes, behind the AGR product is a large team of talented software specialists, product managers, designers, and many others. And we go to work every day to eliminate the waste within the supply chain. And we do that by simplifying your complexities. But how has SaaS and the transformation into SaaS influenced our product development? First of all, we release new features every 2 weeks, compared to how we did it in the past, when we released a major version about once a year, and then had to wait for the customer to plan an upgrade. Now, new features are delivered into every setup every 2 weeks. So that has been a game changer in how we can make a difference, how we can adjust to feedback and engage with customers, and how we can respond to changes in the market. We make sure our product development now takes a holistic approach, because we have learned the importance of thoroughly understanding our users' unique needs and considering all perspectives before we add new features to the standard product. Because now, every change we make, it impacts everyone. And then we focus on keeping things simple. Since our users come from diverse backgrounds, we are committed to making the system intuitive. This helps new users get up to speed quickly and realize the value of our product right from the start. One way we have enhanced simplicity is by analyzing user behavior patterns. Then we are monitoring how users are traveling within the system, where they are hitting problems, and where they seem to be interested for more. So we leverage built-in analytic tools to track system usage, and we both see how you travel around, but it also reveals the most frequently asked questions, the questions you are asking Finn about. Whether they relate to you don't knowing how to perform a certain task, or understanding specific calculations. But what has this what feature improvements has this brought to you? First of all, the order schedules is a feature that has always been part of our product, and it plays a vital role in streamlining ordering processes and freeing you from the stress of having to remember to place an order. Yes, it's always been a part of the system, and before it didn't maybe offer enough flexibility for different kinds of supply chains, therefore resulting in many customizations to handle those complexities. But now it's been given a major uplift. We introduced order calendars that offer a brand new view of your order setup, whether they are for purchasing from vendors or distribution to stores. So if we look at the example in this view, we can see a purchasing calendar for a vendor scheduled for every other Tuesday. And the dates for order creation are clearly marked on the screen. Some of you might notice that the last order at the end of the year is right before Christmas on December 24th. And me, as a busy mom, I always take this day off. So now I can easily adjust the schedule. I can let ATR suggest an order on December 23rd instead. And I might add an additional order for the end of that week for safety. I could actually talk about this feature all day, but if you're not using it or don't know how it might benefit you, I encourage you to reach out to one of us or try it out yourself. The item card, the most loved feature of ATR. It has always been part of the system since we released the first version in 2004. And since then, it's been a crucial component. Through customer research, we have seen that everything that the user does and everything that they can do directly from the item card reduces time spent in the system. Less mouse clicks, happier users. We have always believed that we help the user the most by enabling them to have all the information they need in front of them to make the best decision every time. And in the recent year, we have been adding so much more new functionality to the item card, enabling users even more to make faster decisions. Now, sales plans are available right in the item card. Whether you are reviewing reports or working on order proposals and want to adjust demand forecasts, you no longer have to travel to other parts of the systems to do so. Now it's all available in the item card in one place, making it much easier to manually enter sales plans if you feel like the forecast isn't quite right. Customer breakdown in the item card is another addition, allowing you to see exactly who's buying your products. Now you can view the sale history broken down by customer, so if a major client stops ordering, you can remove them from the sales history to ensure the forecast reflects only active customers. Yes, what do I mean by that? Take, for example, a fitness equipment distributor. After selling a particular yoga mattress through Amazon for years, they stopped offering it. You can see on the item chart that they have been selling around 800 units per month. But what happens when Amazon stops ordering? By viewing the customer breakdown, you might notice that Amazon accounts for 75% of sales. So the current forecast, based on the full sale history, simply doesn't apply anymore. So removing sales to Amazon with a single click corrects the sales history, giving you a more accurate projection. Yet this feature has been the star of the past year. We have never seen such a strong response to a single new capability. You guys, this is what drives us. This is what makes our day, when you let us know how we are helping you succeed. Another recent addition, the Distribution Demand tab in the item card supports users who oversee multiple locations, like warehouses distributing to stores. As always, ATR ensures that warehouse orders reflect store demands before ordering from suppliers, but much of this process used to be hidden from the users. They asked for more visibility, and we responded by adding a detailed demand breakdown to enhance insights. And we didn't stop there. We also heard from you guys that you want more transparency around purchasing of components, or as we call them, BOM or bill of material items. We were hearing purchasing components is complex. How many recipes, how many final products depend on this component? Where is the demand coming from? Like I said, we've always forecasted this demand for all items and broken it down to components, but now we are taking it a step further by providing this visual representation. And we also offer a grid where you can see which sale items drive the demand for each component and how much of each item is required per recipe. And for those of you managing multi-level BOMs, you can now drill down into the item card across various products to follow the chain of command. Yes, isn't this like Christmas? So what's next? The features I've gone through are all something that is all already available in the SaaS version, But where do we go from there? The voice of the user, the voice of all of you, is the most important factor when prioritizing what additions are added to the product. On top of relying on user analytics for feedback, we also gather input through user surveys and, of course, direct conversations with you. Problems with accurate demand planning frequently come up in these conversations because, of course, some items are more tricky to plan than others. Our latest survey made it clear that you want ATR to improve its ability to manage the flow of new items. And that's understandable and something we're already working on. Every company introduces new items, and estimating demand for them can be tricky and time-consuming. We already have many options to plan for new items, connecting items, sales profiles, but we are eager to help you automate this process. Our vision is to offer a central overview of all new items, where you can connect similar items, apply sales profiles, or even enter a sales profile and a sales plan to get the demand going. Also, we want you to be able to monitor the performance of these new items as they start to sell. But we are also working on automating this process, where you can both apply these settings in bulk, and then there are opportunities to even further automation. AI and machine learning can not only be applied for better forecasts, but we see opportunities to revolutionize new item onboarding. By integrating machine learning clustering algorithms, ATR could automatically identify similar items and assign them to the right forecast profiles. This feature is still in the planning phase, and we are thrilled about it. We encourage you to share your challenges and insights so we can address as many needs as possible. Another challenge we hear from you around demand planning is that the forecast doesn't pick well enough up on patterns when events don't fall on the same week or same month each year. This might apply to, of course, Easter, but to local events, festivals, and promotional events, something that happens again and again, but not at the exact same time as last year. What we can then do, and what we have been doing through the years, is to let the forecast know about these events. But this has always been handled in bespoke ways behind the scenes, so to be honest, not too many customers have been using this capability. All forecast models become more accurate when we feed it accurate data, and why don't we let the forecast know about the events that we know affects demand in our business? We are introducing this into the system before the end of the year, the ability to configure events and tell the system when certain spikes might be repeated again. This new feature empowers users who are the most knowledgeable about the events impacting their business. Now this will become available to everyone, not only those who asked for it or were willing to pay for the work. For instance, our client Burley Furniture, whom you'll meet during the panel discussion later, could use this feature to inform the system about furniture shows. They know these events significantly boost their demand, and now they can ensure our system does too. And our users and potential customers consistently emphasize the importance of customer-level planning, which we fully agree is essential for optimizing planning and forecasting for B2B supply chains. Whether it's proactively planning by customer or having a system to input customer-provided forecast, it's crucial to meet demand accurately. We have solved this multiple times with many of you for different companies in different industries of different shapes and sizes. But what's so exciting and at the same time challenging about developing the product in SaaS is that we must standardize a robust solution that has the flexibility needed to fit different companies. This feature will offer forecasting for each customer or customer group instead of forecasting for the item and then distributing it down to the lower dimension, which should enable the user to plan in a much more efficient and transparent way. But you could call this feature multiple names because some businesses may have very few customers and want to plan and forecast by individual customers. Others may have maybe few types or groups of customers that make sense to plan separately, or and for other businesses, it can make sense to plan by country or wholesale or retail channels, and it's all about what makes sense to you and your supply chain. We are introducing this dimension into the item card in the spring, and then it will follow into the sales planner later this year. Finally, we don't only look at our customer base when looking forward. Of course, we also take into account new technology trends, new opportunities, and the challenges you are facing in the supply chain. Haukur mentioned earlier that AI has moved to the top spot in global supply chain trends, and that is no surprise to me. Supply chain management is complicated. That's why I fell in love with it. It will always be complicated. And seeing how AI capabilities have been transforming at an unbelievable pace makes us see endless possibilities and how they can be utilized. There's a lot of confusion around what AI is and what it is not, but to me, it doesn't really matter. To me and AGR, everything that we can do to automate your repeated tasks, to give you the headspace to focus your time on something more value-adding is great news, and AI is only one tool in the toolbox to take advantage of. Our goal is for Finn, the new guy, to become the most experienced ADR employee. We anticipate that future users won't want to spend time learning the ins and outs of their systems. In the future, users, the new generations that are coming into the job market, will expect to be able to state what they want to achieve instead of remembering how to do it. So I want to take an example of how we see Finn helping in the future. So I'm going on vacation again, and I can just simply tell Finn that I'm going on vacation, what do I need to do? And because Finn is always available and answers right away, he quickly responds. And he tells me, I have 5 scheduled orders scheduled for the Easter week. And he's proactive. He asks me, do I want to move them up a week? Wow, that's amazing. I just say, yes, please. And a tip, at least me, I try to always be polite to AI, because you never know. A few seconds later, Finn has responded and has told me I have an updated schedule and directs me to it for a review. Wow. And he also tells me he's proactive again, and he suggests I take a look at a particular report before I go away to ensure my vacation will be peaceful. How amazing. Maybe I can go more often on vacation now. But it's not just about all these opportunities that technology brings us that we are focusing on. We know, just as you do, that challenges in the supply chain are everywhere. Although various periods come and go, like strikes, production halts, and natural disasters, it's now clear that many of these challenges aren't going anywhere. And we want to support you when facing that reality. Everything in our system is built around having precise and good demand forecasts, which is obviously very important. But how much do the quality of these forecasts really matter if you cannot get the products delivered you need? So what can ADR2 do to help you respond to this reality? Yes, we can measure vendor performance. In the spring, ADR users will gain access to a vendor overview where key data points will help you make quick decisions. And we won't just display data on a dashboard, we'll analyze it as well. Users will be able to explore individual supplier performance in depth using the new vendor card. The vendor card will show trends in lead times from past purchase orders, providing insights into supplier reliability. Our goal is to enable you to use real-time lead times when calculating orders, helping to prevent stockouts due to supply chain uncertainty. We also see opportunities to make more use of this data in the future, taking it into account when calculating safety stocks, because uncertainty uncertainty in supply is a risk factor. I hope you are as excited as I am about all these new features, which we are actively working on. And as you can see, our release plan for 2025 is ambitious. You don't have to wait for long until the lead time analysis feature will be available in the system, and then we will continue to deliver and iterate on the other exciting things throughout the year, taking full advantage of our frequent release cycle. I wanted to point out that you can keep up, but you might not be able to catch us. What I've gone through is just a fraction of what we have recently rolled out and what we have on the horizon. After each release, we publish a summary of what's new, known as the release notes, highlighting the latest features. These are available online along with our knowledge base, and I encourage you to follow it. We can't wait to hear your thoughts on what we are working on and to see how they help you achieve your goals. The more we engage in conversation, the stronger AGR's products become. Thank you.